least to most competitive zodiac signs. If there's one slice of pizza left, do you offer it up or calculate how to grab it first? That micro decision isn't a habit, it's your biological wiring. Psychology calls this social dominance. Some of us are wired for cooperation to survive, while others are wired for domination. Today, we aren't just ranking who hates losing. We're ranking who is biologically incapable of letting you win. From the pacifists to the apex predators, let's see where you fall on the food chain. Number 12, Pisces, the transcendent. Put this sign in a race, and they will likely stop to look at a butterfly or help the person who tripped. They aren't losers, they just don't acknowledge the scoreboard. A Pisces operates on transcendent detachment. To them, the very idea of stepping on someone else to get ahead destroys their spiritual equilibrium. You can't really compete with a Pisces, because while you're playing chess, they are painting a mural in their mind. They don't lose the game. They simply win by exiting it entirely. Number 11, Aquarius, the egalitarian. They view standard competition as primitive. When an Aquarius looks at people fighting for status, they think, wow, how inefficient. They operate on group selection logic. They care about the collective advancement of the species, not whether they personally have the biggest trophy. They don't want to beat you. They want to redesign the sport so everyone wins. If you try to challenge them, they won't fight back. They'll just psychoanalyze why you're so insecure about needing to win in the first place. Number 10, Libra, the diplomat. Their strategy isn't to conquer, it's to charm. They understand that in a civilized society, the person with the most friends survives longer than the person with the most enemies. Their cortisol, stress levels spike the second the vibe gets aggressive. They will literally let you win an argument just to lower the volume of the conversation. They aren't weak, they're just prioritizing social homeostasis. To a Libra, keeping the peace is the only victory that matters. Number 9, Cancer, the defensive guardian. This sign has zero interest in climbing the corporate ladder just for the sake of ego. But, and this is a huge but, if you threaten their tribe, they go nuclear. This is defensive aggression. They don't compete for status. They compete for safety. If it's just a board game, they don't care who wins. But if it's a fight for their family's well-being or survival, you're already dead. They only play the game when the stakes are real. Number 8, Gemini, the gamifier. Gemini treats life like a video game. They are competitive, sure, but usually only because they are bored and need a dopamine hit. They possess high novelty-seeking traits, meaning the competition is just entertainment to them. They will trash talk you relentlessly during Monopoly, but 5 minutes later, they might forget who was winning because they got distracted by a new shiny object. They want to outsmart you, not destroy you. To a Gemini, it isn't a battle of wills, it is a battle of wits, and they play purely for the mental stimulation. Number 7, Taurus, the resource hoarder. Taurus isn't running a race, they are building a fortress. Their competitiveness is rooted in loss aversion, the psychological reality that the pain of losing something is twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining it. They don't care if you have a shiny medal, but God help you if you try to take their spot on the couch or threaten their bank account. They compete for stability. They will outlast you, outweight you, and stubbornly hold their ground until you give up. It's the competition of endurance, and they have infinite patience. Number 6, Sagittarius, the experience hunter. They are competitive, but not necessarily with you. They are competing with the limitations of reality. They want to travel the farthest, learn the most, and have the craziest story at the dinner table. This is experiential accumulation. If you say you ran 5 miles, they'll casually mention they ran 10 in the Andes Mountains. They don't mean to be a malicious one-upper, but they possess a burning need to win at life. They view existence as a checklist, and they are terrified of someone else ticking off more boxes than they do. Number 5, Virgo, the perfectionist. Virgo enters the top tier because they are never, ever satisfied. But here's the twist. You don't exist to them. A Virgo is in a brutal death match with their own potential. It's called maladaptive perfectionism. They need to be the smartest, the cleanest, and the most efficient person in the room. Not to impress you, but to quiet the screaming voice in their head that says they aren't good enough yet. They are competing against a flawless version of themselves that doesn't exist, which means the race never actually ends. Number 4, Leo, the king. Now we enter the danger zone. Their competitiveness is entirely social. They need to be the protagonist of the reality show. If you try to upstage a Leo, you are declaring war. It's about social dominance. They don't necessarily want to do the grunt work, but they absolutely demand the credit. They compete for the spotlight, and their ego perceives second place as a personal insult. If they aren't winning the adoration of the crowd, they will burn the theater down just to make sure you can't enjoy the show either. Number 3, Scorpio, the strategist. Scorpio is the person who smiles when they lose, but is secretly memorizing your weaknesses to use 3 years from now. This is strategic competitiveness. They often view life as a zero-sum game, meaning if you win, they lose, and that is unacceptable. They don't want the applause like a Leo. They want the power. They play in the shadows using Machiavellian tactics, and usually, you don't even know you were competing with a Scorpio until they have already checkmated you. They play for keeps. Number 2, Aries, the warrior. This sign is pure, distilled testosterone. They treat everything, driving, cooking, breathing, as a race against the world. Their competitive drive is impulsive, physical, and immediate. They don't have a master plan. They just have an overwhelming biological urge to be first. It isn't personal, it's instinct. If you are walking too slowly in front of an Aries, you aren't a human being to them. You are an obstacle to be overcome. They will exhaust themselves just to beat you to the microwave. Number 1, Capricorn, the emperor. Aries wants to win now, but Capricorn wants to win forever. They possess the ultimate psychological weapon, delayed gratification. They will suffer, starve, and work while you sleep, just to ensure they end up on top of the socioeconomic hierarchy. They don't view you as competition, they view you as a future employee. Their drive isn't emotional, it is systemic. They are the most competitive sign because they never actually stop playing until they own the entire board. So are you the Pisces picking flowers on the sidelines, or the Capricorn buying the stadium? Here is the psychology. A little competition drives innovation, dopamine, but too much creates chronic stress, cortisol. The trick is knowing when to fight and when to fold. Which rank did you get? And be honest, if you're an Aries, are you mad you didn't get number 1? Let me know in the comments and tell me the most competitive thing you've ever done, no matter how unhinged or hilarious.